All right, guys, let's see what we've got here. It's my first time to go live. Actually, second time. Um, Today, we're going to be talking about what you've just seen there. We've hit a milestone. I would call it a milestone, but it's like a kilometer stone, or based on where you live and what if you use miles or kilometers. Yeah, what can I say? Today is a celebration of the amount of work that's been going in for the last 2 years, 2 years and about 8 months. We're almost clocking to 3 years since Beats of War came out, and we've went beyond 30,000 copies sold worldwide. That's quite insane. Quite insane. And I'm here going live. I'm not even recording videos and trying to upload and whatever. I just kind of wanted to go live and talk about my thoughts on it. Um, right, I decided to do this video out of my studio in my room. It's pretty chilly in Scotland right now. It's so sunny. So everywhere you are right now, where you're exposed to the sun, it's like 30 degrees. Now, living in Scotland, 30 degrees might sound like nothing to anyone in America or Africa or other parts of the world where you you guys your temperatures like go really high. But for us, because it's always raining and cold, when you get 30 degrees, it's like it's too much. So it's roasting. So I decided to find a more chilled place where I can go chill, talk to the fans, talk to the people who have been supporting the series. Talk about the first time it came out. I think it was 20th July 2020, and we're in lockdown. I mean, who would think about releasing a comic book during lockdown? But what? I just released it, put it out there because obviously I never had any publisher, so I was like, I'm not gonna wait for anybody to come along and release my comic book. I'm just gonna do it myself. So I did that, and I think my process. If you've probably missed some of the videos that I've done before, I talked about my process on how I managed to get Beats of War to the world. Now, if you're creating a new comic book as a new creator, no one knows you, so you really don't know how people are going to react to something that you're creating. So what I did is decided to send out some few um, I decided to send a few copies out for free. I'm still trying to see if everything is online properly. Mm, yeah, I decided to send a few copies out for free, and I think I might have sent out about 500 copies. Yes, of Bits of War. So I printed 500 copies of each one, posted them out to different people. I'm pretty sure some may have disappeared somewhere over the water, crossing over to America or Japan. Probably never reached the right people they were meant to meet. Some in the UK lost in the past, or some that did reach, people went and reshared and did a post or did a blog about the comic book and how it was new, fresh, and exciting. Um, which got me really excited. And I was like, you know what? I think we need to keep the series going, and that's how I end up deciding to do issue 2 and 3, and now we're in 4 and 5 comes out at the end of the year. And the thing is, I'm a big fan of giving people a big chunk of story, and I think with 20 pages of Beats of War, I feel like you read it in 5 minutes and then you're done, and you're like, oh, I want more, right? um, which is always not nice. But sometimes when you're trying to build an audience and you want to see how people can react to what you're creating, you can do something short, something that is within your budget. So that's how I decided to do those issues fast, because something I could afford. And now that it's growing, when issue 5 comes out, we're gonna start releasing volumes. So volume that'll be you be getting chunk of the story, uh, beginning of 2024. So it's gonna be an interesting year where you're gonna continue Beats of War, and we're gonna introduce new characters as well. That's the one that I'm really excited about. New characters that are part of the same universe, and all fresh stories. non-work stuff, just good stories that will help people, invest themselves, invest their time, their money in the series. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, but with Beats of War, after we print 500 copies and send them out, people started tweeting them, Facebook and Instagram, blogs, and everything just took off, and 30,000 may seem a little bit too small for a small for a big publisher, but for us as an independent publisher, someone who's published the stuff himself, it's too much. It's too much. So I'd want to give shout outs to everybody who bought Beats of War, anyone who recommended it to somebody. I don't know if you know, Beats of War has music on Spotify and the music videos on these channels that you can check out. So if you put DJ E.T, Beats of War, there'll be some soundtracks that I've created that go with different issues of Beats of War, and some that are just extra bonuses if you like some really good music. That good music that gets you chilled. And if you're into like sound score, we've got some sort of sound score, music score type of music. We've got like some Afro beats, Daft Punk type of music, funk. Um, Soft, sort of pop type of music. So there's different varieties of the music that I've made that goes with the series. So that's an extra thing that will go with it. So now that issue 4 is out and it's set in Edinburgh, I've tried to keep the story really grounded because I'm a big fan of superhero stories that are really grounded, that feel as close to real as possible. I mean, even though we know that E.T. is an alien, he's a half breed, and there's that alien side to him. Some could say, oh, that's not grounded, but the fact that he's in the real world and suppressing his power and not allowing to use his power in favor of humans so that he does not, maybe um does not maybe kill them by mistake. He wants to suppress his power so he can learn how to control it. So him not being able to use his power on people, on this humankind that is really weaker, it's what I feel makes it grounded. And having these villains called the Reza Gang, the Billy Boys, uh, who are part of the history of Scotland. These guys who are dressed like Pinky Blinder. I don't know in America if you guys know about Pinky Blinder. It's quite a big show. But now these are not the Pinky Blinders. These are the Reza Gang from Glasgow in the east and south side of Glasgow. These guys ran the streets of Glasgow in the 1920s, 1930s, and they were sort of suited up. They had knives and razors, and apparently, really, they were untouchable. So I feel like that sort of grounded story is something that excited me when I had this story. I was like, I need to get these guys into it, some of the villains of the story. Obviously, have my own take on it, on them, and just splash them up slowly, get some ideas around on how we can sort of develop these characters within that world of the Reza gang that gives the reason for them to want to hunt ET. So basically, if you asked me about Beats of War and what the story is about, it's about really these two characters who are on a journey to self-discovery. You've got ET trying to find answers to save his planet, and you've got Pete, who's the lead of the gang, trying to prove that he can lead the gang. Um, their journeys intertwined. So I wouldn't want to spoil that for you. But there's always that whole idea when you're in a new world or in a new place that you've moved to, there's that struggle of fitting in. Not because just because maybe of the language, you don't know where to go, what to ask for, and you sort of alienate yourself from the rest of the world or people around you. So that's kind of like what inspired me moving to Scotland and being in a new world, and also having Steph. I kind of feel like that's sort of my ultra ego sort of character that I always felt like if I wanted to play a villain or a badass character in a movie or whatever, I'd be like suited up, have some razors, have that sort of Bonjour Pali look to my outfit that is quite badass, and I wouldn't be scared of anything. So I've watched movies of characters that are dressed like that, not just Pink Blinder. I don't think I've even finished Pink Blinder. I watched this one called Gangster Squad. That it's an American movie, about these cops who just who went sort of underground. It's not underground. How would I say it? They started doing things off the books to take down the real gangsters of LA. Yeah, that one really inspired me as well. So yeah, I just thought that having the Reza Gang is something I'd that would excite me as a person who love a grounded story, and that's why it's there. So yeah, as we come to an end of our epic epic finale of issue 5, which will close the first story arc, I'm very excited to where we're gonna take the story. Like, what parts of the world we're gonna probably explore ET's past with his mother, or have some new characters appear who are quite badass. I'm not gonna mention so much, but I'm really excited about the future and where Beats of War is going. So if you've read Beats of War or not, or you've never heard about it, I want you to give it a shot. In my description by issue 1, read it, see what you feel, and if it's the kind of series that you like to invest in as a reader, a fan of comic books, yeah, just pick up a copy and check it out. And I'd appreciate support. I'm up north in Scotland, so yeah, we're doing it as well. I know there's a lot of comic book creators who are booming right now in America, Japan with manga and all that stuff. But here up in Scotland as well, we're doing some really, really hot stuff, and we would like for you guys to check them out and give us some support. So yeah, very excited about this. I just kind of want to do this little video of gratitude. Thank everybody who's been buying and supporting and sharing things about Beats of War. And if you've never heard about it, post comment on this video, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. So I just want to do this live stream. I'll be doing more of these a lot often to chat to the fans and people who are reading the series. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about the future. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you very soon.